Joining us now, Senator Ron Johnson. Senator Johnson, it's always good to have you back on. It looks like the Democrat strategy here is backfiring. Even House Democrats, the moderates, don't like it. What do you say?
Well, hello, Elizabeth. Well, it reminds me an awful lot of Nancy Pelosi's famous statement, we have to pass the bill before we can determine what's in it. In this case, it's like we've got to vote for the bill before it's even written, before anybody knows what's in it. And so, it was obvious that this should not have been voted on. We shouldn't have had cloture on it, and we'll see what the negotiators come up with over the weekend. But I'd still argue on Monday, if we're voting on this thing, we're still not going to know all the details on this, and that just shows the dysfunction of the Senate under Democratic leadership.
You know, the game playing and the railroading that's going on. I mean, remember, last year, Nancy Pelosi said we're basically going to delay COVID relief until after President Biden got elected. I mean, I think Americans are seeing right through this. And, basically, the Democrats are now saying Republicans are trying to run out the clock. But now the Democrats are trying to railroad massive spending bills on just Democrat votes without any bills written. I mean, so how do they conceivably think that would fly?
Well, they have the backing of most of the mainstream press and social media. But, Elizabeth, we've increased debt over the last 18 months by more than $5 trillion. The Democrats are absolutely dedicated to passing a $3.5 trillion budget, which understates the cost of that budget. What they're going to do is they're going to lay in all kinds of new entitlement bills. They're only going to score them over a couple of years. And, of course, we know that once an entitlement is in place, like Ronald Reagan said, the closest thing to eternal life is a government program. They will never end. So they grossly understate the long-term costs of even this $3.5 trillion bill. But Democrats are dedicated to spending money that we don't have. And I just have to warn every American, you will end up paying for it, either in increasing inflation to wipe out any kind of wage gains you've gotten, or eventually increase taxes.
Yeah, I mean, Senator Braun is calling it an inflation bomb. Okay, so what's Plan B for the other $3.5 trillion bill? Because Senate Democrats still want that. Are they going to still try to go for that? What is going to happen? How do you see this all playing out?
Well, one of the reasons I really don't agree with a separate infrastructure bill, I've always thought, yes, we need to spend money on infrastructure, but our Republican position should have been take the $700 billion of the $1.9 trillion supposedly COVID relief package that isn't even spent till 2022 through 2028, repurpose that for $700 billion worth of infrastructure. That doesn't mortgage our children's future any further. Democrats will spend $3.5 trillion in the budget. They'll probably be able to get that passed. All that we do by passing a separate trillion-dollar bill, or however much new spending there's going to be in there, we just leave a void that they will fill with new entitlement spending. So it makes no sense for Republicans to have their fingerprints on these massive spending bills that will spark inflation.
Senator, Democrats were not, in fact, sent to Washington with a mandate to change everything. It's an evenly divided Senate, and Democrats have the slimmest House majority since World War I. And a president, I mean, if 90,000 votes went the other way, Republicans would be running things down there in D.C. But now we've got 6 months into the Biden presidency, and we're seeing nothing right now on infrastructure, nothing on vote reform, which they wanted, nothing on police reform, nothing on the border, nothing on immigration. And he inherited a V-shaped recovery. Jobs are coming back anyway because of the shutdowns being lifted. So what's the success here? More spending that's somehow magically, being rebranded as an inflation-fighting machine by the president?
Well, if you're a Democrat, you judge success by ratcheting up government every time you have the opportunity to do so. They did it under Obamacare. They laid in that new entitlement, and of course, they pretty well proved themselves correct that we weren't able to repeal that and replace it. And so they've got the same mentality right now, is lay in as much new entitlement programs. And if you really look what they're proposing, it's just about every item on the Democrat wish list forever. They're going to put those programs in place, again, score them in terms of cost over a couple of years, but they are pretty certain that once you provide a benefit to any group of Americans, it's almost impossible to take that benefit away. So this is their calculation. They realize they'll only be in power for 2 years because so much of their program is unpopular. For example, their open border policy, but they're willing to sacrifice the majorities, being able to ratchet up government one more time, hoping that they'll be able to get in power one again and ration up another time.
All right. Senator Ron Johnson, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Come back soon.